Hey, Tucson Lori. Yeah, that's a hammock. How's the sound? That's cool. Ugh. I've been fighting for 2 weeks now because I used to just hit go live on YouTube because it's a computer and I had no problems. Now it won't let me anymore. So I've been searching for how to do Streamlabs. I watched a dozen different videos. And finally a little kid's video, which I could barely understand, showed you have to go back to the classic mode on Beta Studio to get your Streamlabs key. I looked for that thing until I got angry for 4 or 5 days. I have it at 50%, and this microphone's actually across the room on the TV. So if it's a little muffled, I might turn it up. It might be distorted from the 2 fans that are running in here too. I have a 20-inch fan blowing on my computer to keep it from overheating. The 10-inch fan installed in it and burned up. Well, the download's easy enough, but there's so many options. And I mean, I've got my screen magnified at 300% on a 55-inch screen, so I miss parts of pages and parts of where you click this, but I get by. I don't know what YouTube did. It was like it hit go live for the last several months. Now it doesn't give me a screen that lets me do it. I get the box, but the box is only lets me put the title in, and then you can go private or public or whatever, and then you can schedule for later. But there's supposed to be another line that says more options, and then in the bottom corner it's supposed to say next. Now, I have more than one account on my computer because I have one gaming account I was going to use when I started up World of Warcraft again. And I couldn't go live on my main channel with 257 subscribers, which is no big deal, but whatever. And I could go live on my Choose Irrelevant account, which has 0 subscribers for about 2 weeks, and then they blocked that one too. Or did something, I don't know. But you're supposed to be able to go live. And I had somebody brought me the webcam a year ago and installed OBS and set it all up so I could go online, and it was through Twitch, and I could play my World of Warships and stream it, which was cool. But then I wanted to use YouTube, and it's like, well, what do I do next? So I just added Streamlabs. And then I fought for 3 days getting angry over trying to find out how to get your key. And everybody, go to this and then hit this. It's like, but it's not there. It's the worst thing about the computers. I get to know a screen, and then they update and change things. It's like, oh my god, I can't find anything. You used to be able to just hit a button and go to delete a program. They would open up a big screen and you could choose different. Now it's, I keep telling it to go back to the old way, but yeah, it's working now, so I'm back in business. Just, you feel like an idiot. It's like, it shouldn't be that difficult. don't sync. I have to see, oh, it'll let me go to your channel in this. When I was doing YouTube Live, I could never go check anybody's channel out. Yeah, you only got a few to go, a couple hundred, and you'll be able to go live. Oops. Well, I just subbed. I've got like just over 800 channels I subscribe to. Most of them are cop watches, first amendment auditors, second amendment auditors, maybe 30 or 40 fishing channels. I have the Blue Thunder. If it's easy for me to see if somebody sneaks in because I'm not everybody I trust, and I pretty much have a program that once I click on your channel, I get everything I would need to know. And it's just a bullshit channel that I feed my lizard eating, I talk shit. I try to get into mathematics, but nobody wants to discuss it. Hey, Blue. Good to see you. But I really support the movement, and I know it's a community, but it's all made up of individuals, and there's a lot of infighting, and whatever. That's life. Well, Blue, only a few days, and the last 2 or 3 hairs on my head I had pulled out, and I found my Streamlabs key, and can go live on YouTube through Streamlabs, so I should have just been able to stay going live through YouTube because it's a computer. Yeah, yesterday I was using my phone and recording and then uploading it. That's just forever a pain in the ass. I love your campfires, Blue, but you need to get some pistachio shells, I'm telling you. Oh, the AC just kicked in. There goes $1. It's a really nice room in the winter because even with my heat set at 60, it's about 70 in here because I have a computer. I have all the little boxes that do Wi-Fi and the cable that all produce heat. The hot water heaters in the closet. Hey, Defane! I'm back on the airwaves. They can't keep me down. Don't eat them often. Well, you take them out of the shelf, so. Oh. I was sawing the last 2 days. It's probably a good thing I didn't go live. I'm having a hell of a issue with my property company for the trailer park. They seem to think I shouldn't park my car by the steps so I can get in and out of the house because they provide 2 parking spaces at the street. Well, they have a single wide trailer on a double wide pad, so I can drive on the concrete right up to the door. And they keep trying to mow my lawn, and I sent them a new policy that I have that, or I sent them the policy. It's been forever policy. I don't allow anybody that's doing business on my property without a $5,000 non-refundable security deposit. They want to come in and mow my lawn when they feel it's too tall. Well, I had to pay the city to have my sidewalk fixed at my last house, and I lived on a steep hill, and they drove the truck halfway up the hill and dug a big rut, and after I paid for the sidewalk, it cost me about 1,000 hours of labor to get my hill not to keep caving in every time it rained. And the city said they weren't responsible, and the company said they weren't responsible. So now, if you want to work on my property, your commercial company, give me $5,000 non-refundable security deposit. Well, they want to come and forcefully mow my lawn, and they got to give me a $5,000 security deposit. So I dropped off the bill at the office last night. We'll see how that goes. But in the contract, it says 10 feet in front of the trailer, 5 feet behind the trailer. 10 feet is 9 feet of pavement. But they charge me to mow the neighbor's lawn, apparently. But I'm trying to get over it. So this live was basically a test. I have no idea what the title says or how to adjust the title or if it fits the whole screen or part of the screen. Maybe I'll have somebody come over that knows what they're doing. The problem is every time I do that, like my son can over and go types like faster than my ex. She types 140 words a minute, and I'm like, there's no way I can even keep up with what he's doing, let alone learn how to do it again. And then if I figure out how to do it online, I can never get there again. Hey, New Mexico, how's it going, man? Yeah, he really wants fed, but the video that didn't upload from my phone was the continuation of the first two videos from yesterday. First one was feeding, the second one was running his ass around hiding, and he decided that he would shit where he eats. Yeah. Crawled in there and took a big old digestive poop. Now they don't piss, so that white strip is the liquid that's they collect. So he crawled right in his food dish and took a big old dumper. And because of the heat, I'm not running the heat lamp at night, so he's not as warm in there. His digestion slows down quite a bit. You keep the temperature up, and it's an everyday event, but if it's down like now where it's only like 85 in there, he'll only crap about every third, fourth day. The dog pound. Well, cleaning his cage stresses him, so usually right after the cage is clean, I get a nice big pile in there. Yes. We did exactly that. I want to get some sand and get some more skulls and replace the whole bottom with just sand. It's a lot easier to clean up, but much funner to watch them chase live bait when it's in the sand. Oh, I had a really neat, cool thing happen. I had to go on my blood pressure pills today, about 4 days late. And I've been having the kids over. We've been chalking the sidewalk, and actually, it's the pad for the other part of the trailer. And they just open the back of the van up and get the toys, the bubbles and the chalk out. And today I was driving home, and the back opened up driving down the road. And they've been opening and closing it, and its latch isn't working right. It's not closed. It's no worries. There's a button you can turn off the buzzer that buzzes to tell you the door's not closed. Who? Did who write that? Oh, that was on the sidewalk last night. I think, was it Ghost Rider who wrote that? Well, there's quite a gathering there. Oh, they wrote Chalk America. I have one video. No, I don't know what's the deal with the notifications. I turned mine off, and I just check after every video, and I get more notifications that way than if I leave notifications on. Oh, but I haven't heard anything about Eric getting out, so yeah. What I did was I go in and or tell them I don't want to see certain channels, and sometimes they keep putting those up as suggestions, but a new police station? Oh, that costs the taxpayers a pretty penny, I bet. That's my biggest gripe is they should be in tents. Mobile tents. They don't need a $5 million building. I mean, the cost and is incredible what they want people to pay so that there's a nice police station. Oh, okay. I've seen the prices on some of them. I mean, here in town they got a little state police station. I bet it's 20 foot by 20 foot. And then you look at some of them, they got a building 12 stories tall, and the taxpayers have to pay for that every single day. Well, be careful if you go by yourself. It's like if you look at Michigan, the farther north you drive, the smaller the houses get. And you get up very far north, and people have a house, two-bedroom house, that's 24 by 24. It's just, there's really no need for it. It's just a bigger building to hide more stuff in. But yeah, up north it's cold in New Mexico. Even in the summer when it's 90 during the day, it may get down to 45 at night. I mean, the lake never gets much in the 50s when it's dead of summer. You had a little sunburn to that, you freeze your ass off up northern night. Even in the middle of summer when I was younger, we had to have burnt uh, pallet piles just to stay warm on the lake shore at night. I know, that's the whole point. You should look at what it costs for what value you have. I mean, it's not like they wouldn't find some other way to spend their money. It's just sad. Yeah, I thought it was pretty decent. I lived south of Traverse City, out by the Pinky there, and I lived in Arcadia, right on the lake shore. But then when I would spend time up, there's they have festivals in every little town up north, a different one like every other week. And the one summer I traveled around, I mean, I was staying at a place redoing a deck that was turned black from the amount of sun it got burning it. And it was 9 o'clock, it would be 50 degrees, and 11 o'clock it would be 80 degrees. You start out with sweats and a shirt and a coat, and an hour later you're in just the shirt and the sweats, and then you're in the shorts. But I'll tell you, Boyne City, Boyne area is a beautiful chunk of country up there. You get to see a lot more wildlife even than you do 50 to 100 miles south of there. The eagles were the best part of being up there. They were like crows on the side of the road, man. Everywhere you went, you saw eagles. Not that it's not getting, you know, bad. We got bears that are down where my family's up on my family's property is that come in and raid the chicken coops. No, I've moved south. I'm down by Grand Haven, which is way down on the left side of the Minton. But when we were up north, you could see it. But you get out in the country anywhere up here, and the night sky is just amazing. Maine, yeah. I saw more up up towards the very tip of the lower peninsula than I did a little bit farther south, but not very often. Oh, do you? Well, the property I was at had two houses on it, which made it a clusterfuck to begin with, and it was just between the mountain and the city, right at the edge of the hill. Like behind the house, it was, you know, quarter of a mile straight up behind the house. And you could get up on the top of the hill. But we were 5 feet from being inside Boyne City, so all the issues that we had, which were many, were state police issues. I got to deal with the medical marijuana card 3 or 4 times with the state police. They sent in CPS once. They would never come back after our little visit. He's chilling. That's how he sits most of the day, above that hammock. He used to sit on the rock all the time. Yeah, we had a whole lot of shady history in the law enforcement up here. especially up north. They were so bad at their job, though. They kept track when they opened the new courthouse after 10 years. They had 300 trials and 0 convictions. It was, the cops were pretty bad. But they weren't above burying your ass in a shallow grave in a swamp, so we always had that. Well, good luck, New Mexico. Hope to see it. Can you go live on your channel, or you still have to upload? Steroid use is, you shouldn't be on the force if you're on steroids. I took injections for several years, but 4 years in a row every 3 months, and let me tell you, the first couple of weeks after injection, it's not a good time to be having a gun carrying it around. Well, I know, Spirit. I can drive for 9 minutes, and I can park and be within 100 yards of 3 cities, police departments, plus the state police post, plus the county sheriff, plus we have Coast Guard in Grand Haven, and we have Border Patrol that owns every inch of Michigan. There's like 7 law enforcement principalities within 100 yards of each other. Oh, I have tribal police too. I do have one funny story about the cops. When I was still living at home, I worked with my dad in heavy equipment. We moved some dirt up in Northport, Michigan, which there's a Peshabi town, and a lot of Indians in Peshabi town. In fact, when you drive into Northport, there's actually teepees that are set up on people's property. But in town, when the 4 of us would go into the bar, to the grocery store to buy the liquor and everything, we had a couple interactions with the cops, and we were basically told that their job was to keep the Indians quiet. I mean, they basically just said it right out loud to us. It wasn't like hiding it or. And we drank the town dry of peppermint schnapps in like 3 weeks. Yeah, see, it's crazy. You start naming them, you go, oh my God. I lived in the next town over, which is one of the ones I'm talking about. It's called Ferrysburg, because there used to be a ferry before they had the drawbridge, basically. And next door was the old city center, and behind it was the parking for the trucks and all that stuff. Well, the cops would still come there, and there would be 3 police cars on duty, and there'd be 3 cop cars sitting behind the building. Well, I sat on the front porch and smoked pot all the time while they were there. It wasn't like they could say anything. The Coast Guard is the worst, believe me. They are criminal. Bridge Patrol? Oh my God. See? You start naming them, it's like, how can any crime even happen with so many freaking law enforcement officers out there? And then you hear about people getting tickets because they cut across the parking lot because there's 5 different buildings all in the same paved area. But if you pull in the side, you have to go back out to the street and down the road to pull into the building down in the parking lot. Well, if they would stop doing the victimless crimes and only deal with the conflict and damage, there wouldn't need to be so many cops. Thanks, New Mexico. Like I said, I was just going on to try and get on to see why I haven't been able to. And all morning I've been trying to find my Streamlabs key, or my YouTube key for Streamlabs. Appreciate you coming in. Good luck tonight, or this afternoon. Our hours difference will be evening before you get there. Here. I don't get... Real active screen interrupter. Pretty much. They'll do whatever you let them get away with. Well, especially up here at the DNR, Division of Natural Resources. Boy, I've had some run-in with those boys. When I grew up in a family that supported the meat with venison and fish, and man, those boys are idiots. I've tried twice to not ID with the DNR. Yeah, it ended up at gunpoint both times. You do? Baby what? You know you didn't have twins. What kind of babies? I mean, I look like I'm going to have a baby any day now, but from sitting around and being a good cook, I just, even when you can't hardly afford food, you don't burn the calories. problem was I started out with so much physical effort that I had 240 pounds with 3 pounds of body fat, and you turn 240 pounds to 340 pounds real quick when you can't move. Oh, you did get a baby watermelon? That's cool. You want to make sure that you get good water in the morning and good water in the evening. And the way that plant works, especially the watermelon, is the leaves suck the water up all day long. The veins or the plant itself is all just tubes. All plants are, including trees. So the water just goes through these really fine tubes, and gravity takes it up in the day and it drops it back down at night when it cools off. So you want it to flush when it goes back out, and then draw in the good stuff in the morning and the day when it gets hot. Shouldn't be dry in the morning or at night. Yeah, once you get a couple, and did you pick some of the flowers? That's the big thing. Those flowers, they draw so much energy from the plant. And a lot of guys will actually cut the vines down after they pick which watermelon or pumpkin or whichever they're trying to grow. I did a really good job at growing big pumpkins, but our growing season was pretty short for watermelons. You don't have to retract dots. I see dots all the time. So I don't know if you saw my other video, but we Nuckin was here. We bought this water-powered lantern flashlight combination. Actually, for about 4 hours, the dang thing was bright. Now, even though you take the battery out, dump it in the water again, it's only about half as bright as it was. Probably the bulb, but it still lights up. Dunk it in water for about 12 seconds, 15 seconds, and shake it off and put the battery in, and the light will stay on all night long. That's what I got the camera sitting on, to raise it up a little higher. Alright, well, I'm going to cut this off and try and see if I can find it and if it uploads. And I don't know, I think I have to save the replay maybe. I don't know how this all works. Oh, I had to hit record maybe. Yeah, when you go from being active 20 hours a day to trying to amuse yourself for 20 hours a day, it's in a chair, and every time you get up, you suffer. When I had my first ruptured disc at 17, it's not like I'm not used to pain, but I don't care how good the engine runs in the car. If the sleeve springs are shot, the shocks are shot, and the tires are flat, you don't go very far. You know, I've had to accept a lot of things, but well, good job. You'll get some watermelon. Vitamin B too, if you can get anything that's got the vitamin B complex to add, because the fruit itself stresses the plant. But I agree, organic is definitely the way you want to go if you're going to eat it or smoke it. Hello, Central Texas. This was my first attempt at trying to figure out Streamlabs because before now I was always able to just hit go live on YouTube, but for some reason I couldn't anymore. So I'm testing it out, seeing what I am capable of and what it wants to do for me. Yeah, you'll have to do a taste test when you finally pick your melons. Now, if they were tomatoes, I'd tell you to pick all of the first ones the first couple weeks, because that'll let the plant get that extra couple weeks ready. And the first ones all have hard skin because they grow so slow anyway. Yeah, I can't even have a garden. I can't even mow my lawn. I have a short video because they came and tried to mow it for me. So I got the mower out, and I got a walker on wheel, a wheeled walker, and I'm pushing the mower, and it's ridiculous. And I made sure that every inch of my, according to the lease property, is mowed, but they came and mowed my lawn, called it my lawn, and it's the neighbor's lawn, and charged me for it. We'll see how that works out for them. Actually, it's probably a really good thing I'm stuck in a chair. I'd have been there while I was angry. And that wouldn't accomplish anything. Alright, I'm going to drop this down and see if I can't sweep my carpet a little. Get one chore done today. Thanks for watching, Spirit. Good luck. I'll be back. Have a good one. Let's see. How do I end this? There we go. Alright. We gone.